All right, so there's gonna be some mild spoilers here. These are all my initial thoughts. I've had a good 24 hours, pretty much, to let them sink in. Like, I've digested them. They're in my bloodstream. They've been turned into glucose. This is, dude, this movie is ass. This movie is so ass. You know what it feels like? It feels like a B movie had a multi-million-dollar budget. I remember I laughed like 3 or 4 times. Like, there's some stuff in there that's genuinely funny. Mainly because of how batshit insane it is. Now, I will say, there's one thing, there's a couple of things that sort of got me, like, they were good. But there's some stuff in this movie that is so goddamn unhinged. Oh my god. And like, Jennifer Coolidge's parts are brilliant. Too bad it's literally 3 scenes. I was really hoping there was gonna be, like, a big chunk of Jennifer Coolidge in this movie to just help it chug along. Nah, man. Nah, they got 3 scenes out of her, and that was it. They were brilliant. They're really good. Oh, by the way, one of those scenes, it's in the credits. So, if you go see this movie, I'm telling you now, this is straight off the bat. I'm going to give you my absolute honest opinion here. If you are really intrigued to see this movie and you have disposable income, because it's expensive. Right? It's expensive to go to the cinema these days. It's crazy. It's like $15 to $20. If you have the disposable income, go with a friend. Go with a group of people and try to go during a time where there's going to be no kids. Because, like, you can joke about this movie and, like, meme it to hell. This movie stands on its feet only with you making fun of it with friends. Which is why I recommend you don't see it in the theater. You need to watch this in a Discord call with, like, a bunch of other people. Digital download this. Do not waste, like, $20. You can really tell there was a lot of, like, troubles making this movie. Like, and it sucks because the actors, brilliant. Like, the writing, ass. But the CGI, pretty good. There were some moments where I was like, this is... Why wasn't it just animated? Like, there's stuff with Malgosha. That's really funny, by the way. The main bad guy of the movie, her origin story is hilarious. It's brilliant. That's really funny. I do like that. It's so dumb. It's so stupid, but it's really funny. Pig Step is in the movie. Let me... you know what? I have notes. Let me just pull up the notes of the positives. There's not many. First, straight off the bat, the movie actually has, like, a really wholesome message to it. All about celebrating creativity and kind of like it's like a feel-good movie for kids, right? Young kids are gonna see this and be like, yeah, I'm gonna be creative, and that's awesome. That's really cool. Some of these notes I've wrote down are just straight up spoilers, so I'll omit some details. Malgosha's entire backstory, like I say, is really funny. The reason why she's evil is hilarious. I will mention this. There's a scene with an Enderman, and it's not what you expect, but it's fucking cool. Most memorable part of the movie, honestly, one of it's like top 5. Dude, there's no Herobrine, chat. There's no Herobrine, but they do a little nod to it. It's very subtle. You may miss it. Oh yeah. Oh wow. Multiple plot points are just skimmed over. There's like one spot, there's one thing that happens in the movie that had Kristen confused because they did just skim it over completely. I caught it. I was like, huh, why did they not explain that at all? Like, I was waiting for someone to explain it, and then they just didn't. I'm not spoiling it, don't worry. I'm being very careful with how I word it. But, like, it's to do with Steve's dog, Dennis. It kind of feels like they just threw it in there to create some extra sort of tension. That's the thing. The movie lacks a lot of tension. It's just kind of like, here we are in this location. Funny hijinks occur. Maybe some fight breaks out. Here we are in this location. Funny hijinks occur. Slapstick humor. Maybe a fight breaks out. Okay, here we are at this location. Funny hijinks occur. Like, well, I shit you not. Jack Black as Steve. He is just Jack Black. It's so funny. Like, it's really stupid. I can tell watching it, he was having a blast. He was having so much fun. I feel like the script for him had a lot of improvise. Say this, but improvise. But he's held back by the writing a bit because I'm almost positive they just wanted him to just, like, he's kind of like the NPC. You're watching it and you're listening and you're like, so he's just saying everything. Enderpearl. Like, it's not dude, we've been memeing on it for how many times he just says things, right? I lost count. I was counting. I got past 20. Every single thing going through the movie, he's like narrating it almost. And a lot of stuff just doesn't make sense, I will say. But again, I think they're going to use, or they have used maybe the excuse of it's just a kids movie, which I hate. I hate when people just say, oh, it's just a kids movie. Why do you care? It's just, oh, I'm sorry. It's only the most popular game on the planet. The most downloaded and played game on the face of the earth. People have played it for 15 years and grown up from being kids to adults. Yeah, no, it's just, yeah, totally nothing, really. Kids deserve good films, so using that excuse is ass, because you're excusing slop. Basically, you're excusing, hey, just fucking make some shit and kids will watch it. Anyone that plays Minecraft, you will sort of get it, right? You'll enjoy it, kind of. You'll be annoyed that there was a lot of missed potential, but you'll kind of enjoy it just because, ooh, look, Minecraft stuff. And kids especially, oh my god. Kids are gonna love it, but then they're gonna grow up and be like, man, that movie was shit. I don't know, man. It's pretty mid. And I'll say it, like, the whole piglins taking over the overworld thing felt lazy. It's been done, man. It's been done before. There's like a million different opportunities that this story could have branched out into. Like, we have better stories written by and performed by and made by the community, which is kind of insane to think about. And, you know, a lot of people, especially YouTubers as well, I would say, like, there's going to be a lot of people that are just like, it's a good movie. Their standards are probably very low, or they're just being nice. I'll be honest. It's not a good movie. It's really not. It has like maybe a handful of funny moments, and the only enjoyable thing from the movie was just being able to look at stuff and be like, ha, I know that. I know that too. Wow, Woodland Mansion. Whoa, dude. Cool, I guess. And like, it's very easy to get caught up in Hollywood because you're seeing the people that worked on it, man. It's not like it was shot out by a fucking industry, like faceless robot. Real people worked on this, so it feels like bad talking down on it. Oh yeah, the pacing is insane once they reached Minecraft world. Holy shit, it's just light speed. It's so quick. Like, and of course, kids movie like pacing makes sense, I guess, but like, again, there's seemingly no tension. I will say, Garrett, the Garbage Man Garrison's character, is actually good. If you can ignore the few times that he says something wrong in Spanish and is stupid, because that's essentially his character, right? He says things wrong in Spanish and is stupid, but he actually does have depth, and Jason Momoa does a great job. I want Jason Momoa to be in more comedy roles now, because I think, oh, you know what it is? The first sign of Jason Momoa liking comedy and kind of like doing something comedy related and like killing it was when he was in the Fast and the Furious. He played a psychotic bad guy, but made it funny. So like, you can tell that he was kind of itching to do a comedic role. And he sort of nails it in this. Like, I actually really enjoyed his character. He gets beat the fuck up. Oh my god, man. Dude, there needs to be a supercut of this movie when it comes out on digital of just Garrett the Garbage Man Garrison just getting fucking pummeled by everything. He gets wiped out. He's literally the punching bag of the movie. Also, a weird thing, the physics are very odd in the beginning. So, you know, when they come through the portal, we see in the trailer, right? You see the other characters fly through the portal as well. For some reason, physics makes no sense in that scene, and I don't know why. I don't know if they had like one take, or like they just said, oh, that's fine, move on. When they're going through the portal, this isn't a spoiler really, but when they're going through the portal, they fly through. They get sucked in and just fucking go. Dawn, Danielle Brooks's character, Dawn flies through sideways, hits him, and then goes like that. And then Garrett just fucking like does a flip, and it's like, what? It was odd. It was odd. That was very sort of like, oh, okay, let's get this out of the way first. The green screen, awful, abysmal. The amount of times that the green screen was just not like consistent with how the movie felt was jarring. Like when they're walking through areas, it's kind of okay, but then when they're running, it looks so stupid. It's very off-putting. It's like, okay, they're on a treadmill. Like, I don't know if it was time constraints or what, but like, again, it makes you just feel like the movie needed to be in like animated, like the whole thing. The more you watch this movie, the more you will just think, okay, why couldn't they just voice act and animate everyone? Like, yes, have them in the real world, and then when they go to Minecraft world, make them animated. And it feels like that would have helped the movie be a lot better. But they didn't. They didn't do that. So it's very odd. Everything looks very weird. Like, especially when they're interacting with other people that are CG'd or, like, characters that are CG. It's like, oh, man. Anyway, so there's a scene with the pink sheep, and it is horrifyingly funny. I burst out laughing. Kristen looked at me like horrified and laughing as well. So during the nighttime, when all of the like zombies and skeletons come out, they're just running, right? Everyone's getting like fired at, like the zombies coming for them and killing them, all that shit, trying to kill them, I should say. Sorry. There's a bit where they look over to their right or left, I forget which way it is, and the pink sheep is being fucking torn apart. It's it is being ripped to shreds and screaming. And there's no blood, but there's a lot of pink wool flying. And and it's just standing there. It's just standing there, taking it. And the zombies are just like doing this. And you just hear it go. Dude, holy shit. That was one of like the 5 scenes that were incredible. I was like, what in the fuck is happening? Anyway, so there's that. What else? I'm trying not to go like beat for beat on the movie. I'm trying to just like pick out bits that I can say that aren't like huge spoilers, because I still do think this can be enjoyed with friends in a Discord call. Like, you're gonna want to pause and like rewind. You're gonna want to laugh at shit more than once. You're really gonna want to hype analyze. There's a woodland mansion section in the movie, and it's actually probably one of the best sections in the movie. It's probably one of the best scenes in the movie as well. They did a really good job of capturing what it looks like inside, even down to like some of the rooms and the layout. The Vindicators, of course, look horrific, but the Enderman scene is in the woodland mansion. So if you're like, oh, when's the Enderman going to pop up? The woodland mansion is when it happens. And I can say that the reason why they did that is because Endermen in Minecraft are like kind of OP. Imagine the start of the movie and night falls and an Enderman shows up. It's GG. So they soft locked him behind woodland mansion paywall, so you have to get to the woodland mansion to even see one, right? Which makes sense from a story's perspective. They didn't want the characters just getting like destroyed by Enderman immediately. So yeah, he's soft locked behind woodland mansion, and to make him more interesting, he has like a special ability, which is kind of cool. Let's think. I'll not spoil it. The second good scene. And remember, the people that made this movie have said this movie is not canon. So there's a few things that they took liberty with. They were like, let's try and make it a little bit better. Let's try and make it a little bit more like movie friendly. And this is one of them. And it makes sense. It does make sense. It's like, okay, yeah, that's fine. That's fine. I'm okay with that. That was a cool scene. When Tom was doing his stream, he confirmed there is a Technoblade reference. It's very quick. It comes and goes so fast. What's funny is Tom said that it was gonna fuck me up. It didn't. It didn't fuck me up. I was just like, that's nice. Like, they really didn't have to do it. They didn't have to do that. And the fact that they did is like very nice of them. Very sort of like community aware. But yeah, I won't spoil exactly what is said. It's roughly like 5 seconds. But it is nice. It's nice they did that. They didn't have to. So along with the Technoblade reference, there are YouTubers in this. And they don't say anything. Kristen didn't even know like when they were gonna show up. Dan TDM, Aphmau, Mumbo Jumbo, and LD Shadow Lady are in the movie. And they're in for one scene, and they're background characters, and they do not say a word. And the funniest part, because like they just look normal. Apart from Mumbo Jumbo. Dan TDM looks like Dan TDM wearing a hat. Aphmau looks like Aphmau. LD Shadow Lady looks like LD Shadow Lady. Mumbo Jumbo, Jesus fucking Christ. What did they do to my boy? I kind of feel like it was his idea. Because he loves film, right? He's big into film. So I feel like it was sort of his idea to like play around with the costume. And oh my god. It took me a couple of seconds. I was like, it's Dan TDM. Oh, no way. It's LD Shadow Lady. Oh, it's Aphmau. Oh, it's Mumbo. What the fuck? It's one of those, and that's a funny moment. Just that. Like, that scene is good. That scene is pretty good, dude. It's so fucking funny. It's so funny. I've not even touched on any of the fucking scenes where they introduce the two kids. Holy fucking shit. I will not spoil any of that. It is just like, wham, this, and you're just sort of expected to believe it and just go along with it. It makes fucking no sense. They don't explain. They don't elaborate. They're just like throwing it at you. Here's the situation. It's these two kids, and you're like, all right, oh god, what? Where's, what? Okay, but why? What? Huh? Yeah, the kid's backstory is just not fully explained. They just like sort of throw you in. You're just like given. Imagine like Lord of the Rings, and imagine just being like shown Frodo about to throw the ring in the fucking like pit of lava, and like that's your introduction to him. The movie does the essential that with these characters. They have just so much shit going on, and you're just sort of expected to be like, okay, hello people, you've got a lot of things happening to you right now, and I don't know where to begin. And it's annoying because you don't feel for them at all either. You don't get much time because, again, kids movie pacing, right? They're like blitzing through it. Which is not an excuse. They should not have done that. I feel like they really should have fleshed out those characters more, because you struggle to give a shit about them. They're just sort of there, and things are just happening around them, and you don't really know the full impact of those things happening to them because you barely know them. You know, like, two things. Henry likes to be creative and has made fun of it, right? All of the actors pretty much did a great job with this, genuinely. Like Jason Momoa, Jack Black, Sebastian Hansen, Emma Myers, Danny Brooks, Jennifer Coolidge, Rachel House, like literally all of them did a great job on this. But the writing and the character development is like non-existent. Like it's there, but it's barely there. It's enough just to kind of like pilot you to Minecraft world. It all of it feels like it's just a ship to get you to the Minecraft world. Like, we're gonna get there, guys. These characters are sort of interesting, right? Here we go, Minecraft. And it's like, if they just spent like a little bit longer fleshing them out. And dude, The most insane thing happens to Henry. I will not spoil it, but in the beginning of the movie, he does something borderline like war crime. We're like living in Bizarro world. Like, he would be locked up. He would just straight up be locked up. But it's never addressed. There's no consequence. It's insane. It feels like you're watching. It feels like you're having a fever dream because you're like, okay, did that happen or did we just hallucinate? Like, the way my jaw dropped. I know. The way everyone's. Me and Kristen just looked at each other and went, what? And it feels off as well. Again, not spoiling it to be specific. But when it happens, characters that should not know that it happened suddenly know. It's hard to explain, but it's like they're watching the movie with us. Other characters, imagine other characters watching the movie happen with us and then having this knowledge that we have. They weren't there. There was no news coverage. Nobody told them. They just know. And it's weird. It's so off. Oh, man. And that kind of like takes you out of it because you're just like, well, how does anybody know what just happened here? Yeah, it's like they metagame. It's like they were watching the stream. It's like they were watching the stream and they got up and went, oh, that's crazy that happened to you. Wait a minute, how the fuck do you know that? Oh, I just know. Like, what? No explanation. Mild spoiler again. Dennis gets to the overworld and is just wandering around. And you see him on the street at one point. And it's very hard to believe that nobody would be like, what the fuck is that? What the actual fuck is that? Same with the Nitwit Villager. So the Nitwit Villager and Dennis are in the real world for a while. And nobody, and I mean nobody, calls attention to it. Or is weirded out by it. Or even acknowledges it. Apart from the credit scene. Remember, there's 3 scenes with Jennifer Coolidge and the Nitwit. There's the one where he gets fucking run over by Jennifer Coolidge. Hilarious. There's the one where they're in the restaurant together. Hilarious. The credit scene is the only time you see anyone else be like, who is that? I'm not spoiling the credit scene. It's definitely worth. It is insane. I don't even want to. I'm not even going to describe it anymore because of how funny it was. That's it. Let me try and word it. A lot of this movie feels like they were just given a list of important things in Minecraft to call attention to and point out. And everything else about it is empty. Like, kind of boring. I caught myself, like, drifting off. I literally, during the movie, I caught myself sort of, like, phased, like, I was not paying attention for like a couple of seconds. I was like, oh shit, I'm watching a movie. Like, I don't know, man. It doesn't keep your attention much at all with the characters. It's all just about like flashy lights, right? Jingle keys. Absolutely jingle keys. Funny enough, we do know someone who fell asleep in the cinema at the premiere. So that was a huge red flag for me off the get-go. Like, if you, again, like I said, if you don't know Minecraft, do not see this movie. You will not be entertained. It makes no sense if you have not if you've not played Minecraft. Right? This is why I feel as though Jennifer Coolidge's scenes should have been longer and more. Because the poor parents taking their kids to see this fuck-ass movie. Oh my god, they need to be on like multi shots of caffeine to even like sit through this shit. Because it is just not going to hold their attention. The kids are going to fucking love it because it's just Minecraft and... Oh my god. This isn't really a spoiler. This is more of like a mini explanation. You know that scene in the trailer where they're like escaping on a minecart and there's a bunch of creepers? I shit you not. Steve says, "This is my creeper farm." And I'm just like, and when he says it, I'm like, okay, pause. Pause. What about this is a farm? Like, we know he can do redstone. We know he can do, like, all this other shit. His creeper farm is just a giant cave full of creepers and nothing else. Also, canonically, I can confirm this. They changed how creepers work to fit with the movie. Creepers don't explode unless you hit them. I guess. They're not hostile. They're friendly, fluffy little guys. But if you hit them, boom. So, like, I know. There's a... Dude, chat, I am not giving you everything here. There are moments like that throughout the entire movie where you're just like, okay, that makes no sense. Or, that is not how that works. But alright. You know? There's a ton of that. There's a fucking boatload of it. And it is just a case of like... You know what's funny? Fit even said this in his video that I watched today. And I didn't know. But there was an advert. There was advertisements advertising this movie that had the caption, "Turn your brain off." And that is just the most perfect explanation for this movie. If you turn your brain off and stop thinking, you might enjoy this movie. Because jingly keys, flashing lights, Minecraft. Man, it feels like such a wasted opportunity, man. It really does. There's a moment in the movie as well. Again, this is not a major spoiler at all, but there's a moment in this movie where, like, it's very awkward. Henry mines down and falls into a room, and he's just standing there, and they just look at him, and they go, "Did you get the thing?" He's holding it. And he's literally holding it. They're looking at it. He's like, "I got the thing." Like a silent 1 second goes by. All right, let's go. It feels like a reshoot. That part genuinely feels like a reshoot. Like, apparently it wasn't clear enough for kids. And they were like, we have to make it really clear for kids. Oh, I just remembered something so annoying, and it's so small. It's such a small annoyance, but it's stuck in my fucking foot like a thorn. Right. There are 3 scenes, I think. Again, the rule of 3 is a lot in this movie. But there are 3 scenes where a character or another character, like someone, builds blocks in front of them, runs up them, and then jumps. Or, like, uses those blocks to reach something. And it feels so, like, out of touch. Because... Here, let me try and show you. Let me try and show you what I mean. It feels so weird. It's like they saw a video on YouTube of someone doing that, right? In, like, PvP. And they were like, oh, we got to include that. So they included it 3 times. But they didn't do it right. So when you think of building blocks up to get somewhere, right? You think of this. Or you do like this. Maybe you do like 3, like bump bump. Or you do a stair. Well, 3 times in this movie, they build it like this. I don't know why. I looked at... The first time it happened, I was like, alright. The second time, I was like, do they know what they're doing? And the third time, I was like, they don't know what they're doing. They are using... It's like they use, like, a half slab and then a full block for the next one. And I was like... And they run and jump up it. Dude... Yeah, it's a quarter slab. A vertical quarter slab exists for some reason. Only to do this shit. To jump up to an area. And it shouldn't annoy me as much as it did. but I think it was the continuous use of it. First time it happened, I was like, yeah, it's whatever, it's goofy, whatever. Second time it happened, I was like, okay, that makes no sense. What are you doing? Third time it happened, I was like, oh, okay, they don't know what the fuck they're doing with this. They saw a video of someone doing like a little jump, right? They saw like a PvP video or someone like placing blocks under them and jumping, and we're like, we have to include that. It feels like a lot of the movie is, we have to include this, and they had one video reference, and they just sort of looked at it and then just made shit up for creative purposes, which is why I think they emphasized so much on this being a Minecraft movie and not the Minecraft movie, because they took a lot of creative liberties with it, but it kind of just like falls short and hinders the overall feel of the movie. Like, it feels like they get some things right, but a lot wrong. And it's like, okay, they just did this because it's convenient, I guess? And you just feel annoyed that they could have just done it accurate. Also, Steve having 2 elytras, never explained. Get this, they were also in his inventory the entire time. Also, he didn't realize he only had 2 elytras, which is why in the trailer he jumps off and goes, coming in hot! Here's my explanation of what they could have done here, right? And I said this on the last stream. What they should have done, which would have saved them so much time and explained a fuck ton of stuff in the movie, a slam dunk, if you will, a slam dunk scene that would have helped the movie tenfold. They should have had like a 10-second scene of the characters who aren't from Minecraft that showed up, Henry and Jason Moore and everyone, Dawn and Natalie. They should have had them just go, hey, so how did you get all this stuff? Like, where'd you find all this? And then it cuts to Jack Black and he just goes, flashback, him walking through the woods, finds a bunch of fucking items on the floor. Elytra, fireworks, Totem of Undying, golden apples, boots of swiftness, all that shit, with a bunch of XP. Dude, it would have been fine. That's all they needed. But no, we don't get any explanation of why he has 1 ender pearl and 2 elytras. No mention of the end. No mention of how he got that shit. Nothing. He's just bonkers rich. Also, he keeps all of his diamonds in a faraway mine, not in his house. In a secret room in a mine, which he himself says is dangerous. Yeah, I don't know, man. The whole movie is it genuinely feels like the people that wrote it, that wrote the scenes and wrote the dialogue and all that stuff, they had no real idea what Minecraft was. I feel like they might have had someone on the team that was there to explain stuff, but they weren't there every day of the writing, like, progression. So they sometimes just wrote stuff and just made shit up and then just didn't think to explain things. Like, yeah, I don't know, man. It could have been... that could have helped the movie a lot more. But to summarize, for me, this movie is like a solid 4 out of 10. 4 out of 10. With people, this movie could, like if you're watching it in a Discord call with friends, jumps up to about a 5 or a 6. Maybe. Because you can just joke about it with them. You can pause stuff, you can rewind it, you can watch it all together and like have a whale of a time at how fucking batshit insane some of this stuff is. But it is not, on its own, an enjoyable movie. It's very empty. It's very shallow. It's like there's signs of a good movie there, but they were like lost along the way. If, I don't know, for time, to appease certain people, to make it more convenient, I don't know. But it does feel not necessarily soulless. That's the thing. It's like people gave a shit about this movie when they were working on it. Very clearly, people gave a shit. But I think they just lost their way. Like, there's signs of it being a good movie. There's signs of it being a fun, enjoyable movie there. But it gets lost. It doesn't know what it wants to be. Like, like I said, there's a bunch of funny moments, maybe like 5 funny moments that I was like genuinely laughing at, right? And there's the whole techno reference, which is really cute. They didn't have to do that. Again, it's only like 4 or 5 seconds long. It comes and goes as fast as fuck. But other than that, man, it's just kind of like, ugh. Yeah, let me try and remember all the scenes that I liked. Okay. The very start, the first 5 minutes of the movie are really good. They're pretty funny. I'll not spoil it. But essentially, they're just trying to explain stuff to the audience as quick as they can to get the movie going. And in those first 5 minutes, there's a few funny things. There's a few funny, like, very specific Minecraft jokes that are in there. Right? After that, batshit insane stuff happens in the real world that makes no goddamn sense, and you have no idea how nobody is calling the police. That one of those scenes involves Henry. That was so jarring, I did laugh. The techno scene is really nice. Everything with Jennifer Coolidge is incredible. And like the Nitwit Villager. Including the credit scene. And the Enderman scene is really good. So that's like, yeah, 5 scenes. I was sort of disappointed with the big final battle, I'll be honest. You know the whole thing with like the golems? Kind of mid. You know how there's like a bunch of regular iron golems and like one that looks different? Guess how they made it? Guess why it's different? You'll not fucking guess. Instead of a pumpkin for its head, they use the boots of swiftness. And he's just a little bit taller and kind of fast. Why? I don't know, man. A lot of this movie can just be like boiled down to why. Okay, I will say this. I think the reason why they did that specifically was just another thing for Henry's character. So Henry is just throughout the movie doing things differently than how Steve does things. You know how he's got that fucking potato gun? He just took a bunch of shit out of his fucking pockets and put it on a crafting table and just made it. To which Steve is like, holy fucking shit, what did you do? That is crazy. And it's like, oh yeah, so like the kid is meant to be like the new sort of like creative, free thinking, like little genius. All right. So that boots of swiftness on top of the iron golem thing, it's kind of meant to be like a nod to him being like thinking outside the box, sort of, right? Like a modded player. Yeah. Basically, he's making his own mods up as he goes. And it does kind of tie into his character, but like at the same time, you're just like, those boots of swiftness could have been used for like literally a bunch of other things. Like those boots of swiftness genuinely could have been used to help them in many different situations, and he chose to put it on top of a golem. Weird, man. Also, remember Steve's diamond armor full set? Yeah, no, he doesn't wear the pants at all. It's not a full set. He wears it, and he's still not wearing the pants. Even when there is an actual full set of gold armor in his house with the pants. And it feels like they thought about doing a diamond armor full set with the pants, and then when it came to filming, they were like, oh, the pants are not flexible. So wearing this is a no-go, guys. We can't make this wearable for you in this movie. So they just don't include them. Again, another thing that they don't explain. You just have to accept it. There's a lot of that. There's a lot of that in this movie where you are not told why things are wrong or different or not like Minecraft. You just sort of just go, all right, sure, for convenience. But yeah, in summary, chat, I'll stop ranting now. In summary, it is a solid 4 out of 10 from me. But if you watch it with friends in a Discord called Digital, do not go and see this in the theater. It is not worth your money. Oh my god. Especially if you watch it in a theater with kids. You're going to want to enjoy this with friends at home, on a call, in the same room together. Digital. 100%. But, you know, kids will enjoy it. I think, like, youngins will enjoy this. Parents will fall asleep in the cinema, I guarantee it. But kids will enjoy this. So they'll go see it in the cinema anyway. Lastly, again, that's my rating. My rating officially is a 4 out of 10. Bumps up to a 5 if you watch it with friends. Just for your information, there is an end credit scene, and it's fucking stupid. Along with the credit scene that happens with Jennifer Coolidge and the Nitwit Villager, which is fucking hilarious and so batshit insane. I was like this the entire time. Like looking at Kristen being like... As well as that, there's also an end credit scene, and it's shit and stupid. And it was just not worth putting in. And I feel like it's a really lazy way of potentially setting up a sequel. Potentially, it could just be a fun little thing that they just threw in, but like, it's bad. It's bad, man. It's bad. I'm not spoiling it. It's so bad. Everyone else fucking left. It was so mid. A lot of people missed the credit scene with Jennifer Coolidge and the Nitwit. I feel like the parents were like, holy fuck, get me out of here. Get me the fuck out of here. People were leaving immediately. As soon as the credits rolled, people fucking dipped with their kids. They were like, fucking hell, get me home. But me and Kristen knew there was some stuff to watch, so we stayed, and so did a few other people. But yeah, that's it, chat. That's my thoughts. Yeah, holy shit. I'll probably make this into a video and post it on my YouTube so the YouTube audience can see my thoughts and all that crap. But yeah. Do not go to the theater for this. Dude, oh my god. I'm so glad they didn't invite me to the premiere. I would feel so much worse telling you this. But it is not a theater visit. This is a digital release download at the most. Watch with your friends in Discord. Make fun of movie. One villager dies in the entire movie. There's a scene with one villager dying, and if you blink, you will fucking miss it. The only reason I'm telling you is so that you don't fucking miss it. Do not miss the one villager dying. It's hilarious. Seriously, you will fucking blink and miss it. Wait, where? Exactly. You have to pay attention. When the piglins show up in the overworld and a fight breaks out in the village, do not blink. Because one villager fucking dies, and it's really funny. Okay.
Aloo Phil.